Welcome to Hot Salad World, baby. Ay, hace mucho calor.
Check, check. You're tuned into In the Matrix with your host, Vinny Vintage, co-host in the back seat,
What up?
Paulie Goggs, and I got a special guest for you. His name is Myster-E.
Yes.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, Vinny?
Chilling,
How
man.
you
It's
doing,
good to
brother?
see you. It's been a while.
Likewise, man.
Yo, you know what's
Has been
funny
a while.
is it's kind of like coming full circle. I think the first time I met you, I was on your show.
You're right. It was
Yeah.
Brookdale, and what's funny is I actually picked you up,
Uh-huh.
and now the seats have really been reversed.
Yeah.
Actually.
This is crazy.
It
So,
is, yeah,
how about
Brookdale.
you explain to them a little bit what you do?
So, right now, I mean, I've done many things over the years, but right
Facts.
now, I'm currently working Monday through Friday at Link Community Charter School. I joke around and say the E is for everything and everywhere, because that's where you see me. I bounce around, I carry a chessboard around with me, you know what I mean? Challenging the different students, beating them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Thursdays I do performing arts, stuff like that. I'm also an independent hip hop and spoken word artist
Right.
as well, and I actually just started going back to school as well. But the main thing with what I'm pushing with right now is the spoken word. I actually had my first paid gig actually at the Newark,
Really?
Newark Museum.
Congratulations,
a couple
man.
Weeks ago. Thank you, man.
That's what's up.
Appreciate it.
So, how did that
So-
performance go?
It went real well. I was actually I was featured as like a pop-up artist, so I had a sound system with like a little microphone, and I was popping around to different galleries.
Mhm.
Whenever there was like a group of people, I would just kind of perform right there. It was like for the kids and like their parents, and like it was cool. It was a real cool event. It was a different vibe.
Yeah. So, like, around what age did you get started with music? And like spoken word, poetry, like all that.
Right. I mean, I was influenced by it at a very early age, but I didn't start really. I actually started writing probably when I was around 13, 14.
Yeah, same here.
And then a couple years later, I started actually rapping and freestyling. I would say probably like 15, 16, but it wasn't until I was probably out of high school, I'd say 19, 20, that I actually started really putting the two together, writing to the beat, recording.
Yeah.
Then 21, starting putting out videos and doing shows and taking it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of been a culmination of years to
Yeah.
get where I'm at now.
No, it's dope. Talking about your videos. Actually, before I got here, I was studying up again, like
Well, okay,
watching
okay.
all the old
I like
ones.
that.
Progression. Yo, my favorite one is abstract art.
That's your
actually.
favorite? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
I
classic.
feel like that song perfectly embodies like your style and like your aura.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, abstract art is, because I stopped doing I'm also a visual artist. I forgot to tell that to the people.
Yeah, I wanted to get to that.
Right. I do abstract art myself, but what's funny is I was in for like, that was like 2 years ago. I was like really into that. I was always painting and stuff like that, doing the abstract art. Once I dropped that song, I kind of cold turkey stopped painting for whatever reason. I think
Yeah.
I started really focusing more on the writing and rapping aspect, and during the same time I was still doing a radio show also, school, stuff like that, working. But Friday night I actually brought my artwork with me to an event, and people were really expressing interest back into my art. So I'm gonna go start getting a little bit back into it, at least make prints of all my artwork so I could have it for sale. I have a website in the works right now, so I could actually get everything out there for for my fan base to actually have something that they could take with them.
Yeah, definitely. As far as your music goes, do you say you have like a favorite memory, like from your career so far?
There's probably a couple. It's difficult. There's different areas of what I like, opening up for artists like Papoose, Joel Ortiz, KRS-One, having pretty good, a lot of people in the building, and just doing a good show, getting off the show,
Yeah.
giving daps to everybody. That's always a great feeling. More recently though, I would say this is probably like 2 weeks ago, at the school that I work at, there was this new piece that I did called Unity. It was a Martin Luther King tribute. This was a spoken
Okay.
word piece. And I actually broke it down into 18 lines where each student had their own bar. And then at the very end, I practiced this in performing arts. So I practiced this with the students for probably 2 weeks. And we took it onto the Black History Month, what's it called? It was like a talent show, if you will. And it was performed in front of it was like, Friday night, all their parents came. It was
Yeah.
big to do. And, each student goes up, they memorize each line. And then at the very end, you know, I step up. I say, I wrote this in honor of the late, great MLK. And then all the students and myself say, we no longer see black and white. We see gray.
Oh, wow.
So it hit strong. It hit powerful.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? And like,
how old are the kids that you're working with?
so right now I'm with 5th through 8th graders.
Okay.
So I don't know the exact age, but those are the grades that I'm with.
Yeah.
So
It's like 10 to 13.
yeah, it's
Right.
about 10 to 13. I guess
Yeah.
that's somewhat accurate.
So you said you had 18 lines. Did you
Right.
write all the lines and then you like
Yeah.
assign them?
Exactly. So
Okay.
it was, I wrote the whole piece myself, and then I just broke it into 18 lines, one line each student.
Mhm.
So that was a really dope experience, just to take, you know, my writing and music and rapping to a whole different level, to actually make it bigger than just myself, but you're actually now each, you know, I'm putting it into the youth where they have to memorize their line from something that I wrote in my piece, and
Yeah.
then making it kind of like this collective spoken
Yeah.
word piece. So that was pretty
And
dope.
you're relating it to things that are important to them, that they're learning in school at that
Exactly.
age. So it makes
Exactly.
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was pretty dope. Personally.
Did you give like each kid a like specific line because of like what kind of
Who
person
they were?
are?
You know what? That definitely factored in. Through like the rehearsing, there was certain students who at the beginning they had like for instance, for the first line is you know, in honor of the late great Junior, also known as Dr. Martin Luther King. When I first started doing this, I'm out of the rap right now. I just have to do that sometimes. People think I'm still.
Yeah.
When I first assigned this, the kid who I gave like that first line, he's like, in honor of the late great Junior.
no.
Not gonna cut it.
And I was
You
like,
gotta bring
I was
it.
like, that you're flat. Like, I'm like, I'm like, you're the first. So I had to kind of like reassign, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Who said what? And I had like, you know, one of my students, Zion, who's a very like loud person. In honor of the late great, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
no, you got to hit that first line
exactly.
hard.
So
Yeah.
I gave that kid just like he had like a 2-worder. You know what I mean? I had to, you know,
Yeah.
not to be. It's just, you know.
No, honestly, it reminds me
wasn't his
of
strength.
I was in a play in like 3rd grade, and like everybody was asking the director, I guess, for solos. Like, oh, I want a
Right.
solo, and I heard everybody
Right.
saying, I was like, yo, I want a solo.
Right,
I didn't have any talent for a solo, but I wanted it. So
Exactly.
she's like, all right, I got one for you, and it was basically me like running across the front.
Right.
Like the front of the stage and like hopping on a box and like shouting like gold, like gold exclamation
That was
point,
your
and then
solo.
I just ran through and
Nice,
kept it moving.
nice,
But
nice.
like I had my solo,
Hey,
and
there
you know,
you go. Your
that was
time
what
to
was
shine.
appropriate for me at that age.
Exactly.
Was it like a show about the Olympics? Why are you just saying
No,
gold?
no, dude, I don't
Show about
remember.
colors?
The show was Schoolhouse Rock. I
Okay.
don't know why I was saying gold at all, but you
This
know,
has nothing to do. Go.
just give me some random words.
Excuse me, Vinny. What have we done? But there was
Yeah.
there was a student who was absent the day of the show, so I had somebody who I knew was like good at speaking. I had them like fill in so they could do more. It was where there was like tongue twister words. I made sure there was like one girl with a lisp. Like I made sure she didn't get put with that part. That would have been
Yeah.
cruel.
Right.
Fucked up. Feeding her to the dogs.
So you know I kept that in.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
aware of your audience and whatnot.
Exactly.
Yeah, so let's see. I saw another video of you
Okay.
in the school. It's
right,
like
right.
with young kids, and you're like,
Yes.
I don't know if you're reading to them or like
I was-
you were
I was
about to
straight
read,
rap.
and then you just straight like rapped the verse to them, and they were going nuts.
Yes,
like,
they were. That video, that was respect.
Uh-huh.
I did a piece on respect. It was actually inspired. That piece was written inspired by. It was another school I was actually at in Newark prior to the school I'm at now, and they had Respect Week. So the dean of the school, he actually came to me and he wanted me to write something, perform something on that topic.
Yeah.
So after that, I've kind of taken that piece now and I've brought it. It's a strong piece now, and yeah, that was the kids. You know, that was like when I first entered the school, and they heard that I rap, and like nobody really heard me yet, and they were still
Yeah.
trying to
Test the waters on you.
Test the waters. So I just put up a phone, a video, just how you're doing right now. I put it
Yeah.
on myself, and I started, and then the whole class goes. You know what I mean? And they all, have a seat. You know, you can check that. It's up on my Facebook and stuff. I kind of got in a little bit of trouble for putting that up. You know,
Really?
because I'm not supposed to, each student has to have their own signed
consent
forms and stuff like that. So, I mean, that video almost went viral. Like, it got a lot of views and attention and stuff like that. I had people popping out the woodworks who I haven't heard from since high school. You know what I mean? Saying,
Yeah, 'cause-
I know this kid from. I was like, bitch, where you been the past? So,
But it is
yeah,
something about a rap in that setting that really connects with people, and then
Yeah.
like if you're watching that at home, you're like, wow, like that. I don't know,
Right.
it's more than just a normal rap video.
It is, and you know what? I'd be lying. I watched that video so many times, not because my lyrics and how I performed it. Watching the kids' faces is what was
Yeah.
so enjoyable to me, because each time I watched the video, I just watched that another kid's face throughout the whole thing. And some of them at first were like kind of like uninterested or like, who's this dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, they're like on the seat of their chairs, like, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? One kid's dabbing, another one, you know what I mean? Another one is like,
So you got to think about like you at that age, or like being a
Exactly.
kindergartner, and
Yeah.
some dude comes in and starts rapping. Like,
exactly.
that's the best part of the day, probably.
Right. So it was great to just watch each kid's face and their expressions throughout the whole thing. And then at the end, they all just go, they're going
Yeah.
wild and stuff. So yeah, that was definitely a cool video.
So since you've been doing your thing for like, how long would you say? Like 8 years, 9 years?
Yeah, about that. Probably, yeah, 8, 9 years, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Like, do you have any advice that you would give to somebody who's just getting started, just getting like thinking about getting involved with music or poetry or
Yeah,
painting?
right. Express. It's helpful, you know. Find people who are creative as well, and not. I feel like throughout the years I've never truly had a mentor. Like I've
Yeah.
never truly had that one person who I go to for everything. Aside for like artists who I'm influenced by. But, you know, if you could find people who have similar interests as you and people who are a little bit more successful than you and are at a point that you would like to be at, attain to be at, learn from them and just ask questions. And then another thing is, like with me and everybody, not one way works. You know what I mean? I can't say, you know, follow, you know, never give, well, of course, never give up, because there's been times with the music stuff where I did want to give, and, you know, I
Yeah.
started teaching and stuff like that. I was about to give up the whole rap scene, because you go to these shows and it's turn up, and it's like I felt like I was preaching to the wrong choir.
Yeah.
So sometimes along the way, you may think, you know, oh, you know, it's not working out for me, let me go to plan B or C. Sometimes your plan B or C actually connects back onto your plan A,
Yeah.
and takes it a whole nother route. Like now that I'm like I'm, you know, edutainer, I'm saying, like a teaching rapper, it kind of elevated me, because before that, I mean, so many people rap. It's like, what makes you different? You understand? So sometimes, you know, if you get thrown off course, kind of just, you know, I truly believe everything happens for a reason. So just stay persistent, and it never hurts to, like, you know, continue getting an education, working and other things, because I truly believe, like, what you go through, you grow through, you take that, you mend it into the new. We're constantly recreating ourselves. So just keep going.
That's a gem right there.
That was good. I like that.
That was a gem.
Thank you.
I hope you took
thank
notes
you.
on that at home. All right, so you bring anything to rock for us?
Yes, I do have a new piece called Why Do I Write?
Why do I write?
So,
You want to give a
yeah.
little intro to it, or you just want to get into it?
Very relatable to anybody who, you know, who writes their own music. Even if you're just a poet, you don't put it into music, the lyrics will really speak for itself. But
Okay.
Why do I
Is
write?
it is there an instrumental behind it, or you're just gonna rock it a cappella?
there is an instrumental. I got to put that in. I'm just spitting out my gum, because I was at a show. I was at a show last week. I tried rocking the mic with gum in my mouth. It wasn't a great.
Yeah, no, you
you
can't rock
do
it
that.
like that.
Oh, and artists, if you're, you know, trying to do it, never perform with gum in your mouth. That's
Okay.
another thing.
That's
So I
another
approach
gem.
artists. Yeah.
Gem 1B.
Gem
All right.
1B. That's right. All right. I gotta get the instrumental
Okay.
queued up, so it shouldn't
Yeah.
take long.
Let's get it going.
Cool. Do I put it through here?
Hold
It's
up.
actually on YouTube.
All right. Yeah, you can just put it in here whenever you're ready.
Got you.
I'm still curious about this go for gold thing. I'm already changing the story. It wasn't even go for gold. It was just gold.
No,
No, it's
no,
a
it
gold.
is just gold.
I know, that's what I'm saying. In my head, I was picturing it as go for
Oh
gold.
no, see, that's triple my solo right there.
Oh, it's gold. I thought you can't, like, gold.
No,
The color.
not even that long. Like
Like a
Yeah.
goal, like a soccer guy.
no, like
Right.
gold, like the
Gold.
color. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, man. I ran, I hopped on a box, and I was like, gold, and that was it.
Nice.
And you know, that's
The
what I was
crowd just
known
goes
for.
crazy.
There we go.
I mean, I broke the third wall during it too. I remember seeing my parents in the crowd. And I was like, "Yo!" I was like, "Oh crap, you're not supposed to do that."
Nice, nice. That's awesome. All right, I got the instrumental right
You got
here.
it. All right, we on the
Yeah.
aux. Turn that volume up. You should be good to go.
All right.
This is In the Matrix.
In the Matrix.
Why Do I Write? Myster-E.
Sir.
Sunglasses on.
Yeah, sunglasses on. It's game time, baby.
Hater blockers.
Yep, the hater blockers. All right, here we go. This is a ad. It's a fire
What's the ad
ad
for?
This is an ad for. It actually looks like Matrix. How ironic! Is this a new Into the
They're
Matrix?
spying.
Yo, skip that ad right now. Skip that shit.
No, I'm sorry. Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, okay, that's cool then.
Why do I write? Why do I write? Why do I write? Do I write to right my wrongs? Elevate me to a king, to move different from these pawns? Write an S with 2 slashes, to entertain you through these songs? Or do I write because it's all I have left? Do I write to leave a legacy, proceed after death? Do I write because I want to? Do I write because I have to? Do I write because I'm going nuts, like some cashews? Do I write to enlighten, ignite my insight? Or do I write to inform and bring the news? Do I write only if I'm in the mood? Do I write because I'm hungry for the right price? I will write for food. Why do I write? You see, why is a crooked letter. The older days they would write with the tip of the feather. Even before then they was clever with this writing endeavor. Whatever the weather, if the rain comes, the dirt becomes mud, so we could write better. With the Egyptians using hieroglyphics, brave in a cave holding a light to write in it. Stories told, it was vivid, it was written. Do I write for my life so I could tell you that I lived it? Do I like to write a mark in and print it in a special place and time? Do I write just for squiggly lines which intertwines and rhymes, communicating with no noise like moms that'll blow your mind at the same time? Do I write to vent or a specific topic? Do I write in vision of Pacific beach by the tropics? Fiction or faction, fairy tale, murder, mystery, action, autobiographic. Comics are a classic, limerick or haiku, rap, rhythm, poetry, this is what I drive to. My story must be told, writer's block, I despise you. Writer, bring me Brazilian beauty, maybe 5 to distract me from this world and how we being lied to. Paper and a pen, you are my boo, my boo. Distract me from this world and how we being lied to. Paper and a pen, you are my boo, my boo. Why do I write? This world ain't right. I did what's right and got left. It's all I have left. I write to right my wrongs. It's what I write in the songs. I write so I could tell my history. If I don't write, then my story of Myster-E will be a mystery. So I write to write the history. So I write to write the history. So I write to write the history. Why do I write? Hey, 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 why do I write? Hey.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Why Do I Write? That song is kind of meta in a way,
Right.
like, because when you're writing, usually you're reflecting, and now you're reflecting on why you reflect.
Exactly. It's like ultra deep.
Whoa.
That's some crazy shit.
Yeah. Word up. So I actually wrote that before I even had the beat to it. And then like I just kind of applied it. But yeah, that was a deep piece on just kind of asking myself these questions, like rhetorical, and then, you know, just adding some bars in it. And
Yeah.
kind of going through the history, the part with the Egyptians using hieroglyphic, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, it was, yeah. That's
And
that.
you kind of have a history of, in your songs, they're questions.
I do tend to do that quite often.
I think your first video was
What is your
obsession?
Right, which is all question based.
Yeah.
Right, and it kind of, I kind of do that because, you know, Myster-E as a mystery is kind of a question. It's kind of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mystery
mean?
is inquiry.
Right.
If I could just drop another gem on you. Real quick.
Right. Right. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the, you know, as much knowledge as you obtain, like, we still don't have all the answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like with religion, like, everybody thinks they know, like, my religion's right. No, mine's right. Like, bitch, you don't know. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like,
so true.
so I'm just asking these questions, which I'm thinking and which are like, yeah, just asking these questions.
Yeah. No, I like
Yeah.
that a lot, and I like your approach to writing, because a lot of times, me personally, when I write, I kind of get distracted with the scheme that I have or the flow, or
Right.
certain rhymes I want to incorporate, and I tend to lose the subject sometimes.
Right.
And like with you're always on message.
Right. I need to stay on a concept, or else like I will just be, I can't stay on focus. If I have a concept, it kind of helps the song write itself for me, because I know what the topic is about, and
Yeah.
it just kind of it keeps me on course, if you will. Like that's when I started putting What Is Your Obsession? Finding the concept is what finally, because I was rapping for years before that and I just wasn't putting anything out because I had trouble being content with like a full song.
Yeah.
And then once I started doing the concepts, it just kind of all came together.
That's a good tip because I think a lot of people have that that struggle because they're writing all the time or they're freestyling, but they never put something out.
Right.
So.
Yeah. With me, just concepts have just helped me, and that's what differentiates. Just kind of writing and not putting it together in one song. Like I'm not gonna have a bar about one thing, if it doesn't work for that song. So
yeah,
that definitely has
for sure.
What it is, yeah.
That's a very disciplined style of writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So, being that we're in the 2005 Matrix, we got to rock a beat from 05.
Oh, shit.
Now, Myster-E didn't come prepared with a beat. I'm not gonna lie. So we got a little something right here.
Okay.
Let me put it together. You got that aux?
Put it together. Yes,
Oh, wait,
sir.
take your phone out. Cool. Wait, that's the wrong thing.
There we go.
Here we go. Let's get it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's
Where we
get
at
it.
with this.
Oh,
Take
shit.
it back to the old school a little bit.
This is how we do.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Brings back
Oh
memories.
shit. Oh
Check.
shit.
This is
Oh,
when your mom
shit.
used to drive you to parties back in 05.
Yo, this shit is from 05, like NBA Live. I gotta stay alive. I feel like Saturday night fever. I'm rapping right every time that I write. I'm thinking, why do I write? I gotta reflect. I put in your CD, but I had to eject. I had to take it out. It's something that I don't respect. Me, I'm on the mic, and I check. 1, 2. So what it do? Myster-E in the right seat, let it move.
Let it move. I'm in the right seat. To my left, got my man Vinny. We not like Winnie the Pooh. Take it back. I'm like, why, honey? Man, I'm chilling this Miss Piglet. Cause that's a different story. I don't know. I got the Plato's allegory. Chilling with my man in the back seat. Yeah, he's got that back heat with the red hoodie. Man, like Myster-E, or what's goody? We got the microphone over here. I persevere and I persevere and I swerve cause I almost hit a deer. This is how we do with 50 Cent and Game. Me, I stay up in my own lane and I maintain to get it out my main vein. At the same time, make your ankle sprain from the rhyme that I put. You put a caution sign there when I roll. It goes slippery. Man, I tell stories hickory dickory. Right now, I'm in the Matrix. Yo, man, you get your face fixed. You looking salty. Me, I'm like in the dead seat. It's all the most acidic. Yeah, to be more specific, I was in Israel when I was 20. That was a great time. That was the birthright. Yes, I'm Jewish if you didn't know, but I'm not so religious. Believe knowledge is power. While I'm hitting the sour, while I'm doing push-ups to get the power. My mind going like 90 miles per hour. Something like a cheetah. You is just a cheetah if we playing poker or playing blackjack. You's just a slapjack. You will get a slapjack.
That's a damn fact.
I don't even know I can follow that.
Oh my god. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my
Yo,
God.
he said you can get a flapjack, catch a pound like a hashtag. Yeah, that's Twitter, I deliver. All of these shots, they cold, they make you shiver. Right in your seat, my flow is on fleek. It is so unique how I rock to this beat. This is how we do. I'm with Paul, not that how we do.
Nope.
If you know him, he's from the Hot Salad crew. Yeah, this is F1DG and BC. I rep this so completely. These beats complete me. I do it easy.
Do it easy, these beats complete me. I'm rubbing on the glass like a genie. Yeah, something like Aladdin. Run the ball like Darren McFadden. Something like a Raider. Man, something like a Space Invader. Man, I'm just coming like Arcadia. Hey yo, this beat, that's how we do. That's how we move, just me and my crew. I'm like, who is you? Who am I? Just another guy, living fly, trying to get high, looking in the sky, wondering why. When we talk about these questions, I've been on a quest for eons, now in the form of human beings. People hear E's rhymes, be like, what the F he be on? The light I shed is bright, it goes beyond neon. Rappers got the bar so low that I could basically rest my knee on.
Yo, Elon Musk, trust. This is how I kick it when I bust. Just pay attention as we discuss. Go back and forth like this is how I thrust. Vintage, yeah, I'm always in a rush like Jackie Chan. Hit him like beam, boop, bat, bam.
Went
Like
solid
Mason
through the
in that
beat.
one line. Yo,
I didn't want to interrupt that at all. I was like, there's a good flow going back and forth.
Had the synergy right there. You
Nice,
can't even
nice.
deny
That
that,
felt
man.
nice.
Yo, Mr. E, good looks coming through.
Yo, it was my pleasure, man.
Yo, you gotta let them know where they can find you at, though.
Right. So you can find me on Instagram _Myster-E. That's _MYSTERE. Facebook, Eric Shandroff. That's ERIC space SHANDROFF. That's the same for YouTube as well, Eric Shandroff. You go to my channel, you'll see all my videos pop up under Myster-E. And soon enough, I will have the website up with,
Word.
you know, everything compiled together. But that's where I'm at right now.
Looking forward to that new shit, man.
Yes, sir. You'll see it coming up.
Any last words, Paulie?
We'll see you next week, gang.